Good evening and welcome. Agenda for combined meeting 5 p.m. December 6, 2023. Roll call, please.
Ms. Acosta? Ms. Douglas?
Present.
Mr. Fiocchi?
Here.
Mr. Holmes?
Present.
Mr. Rivera?
Here.
Mr. Sobrana?
Present.
Mr. Silva? Mrs. Codispoti?
Present.
Ms. Spinelli?
Present. In compliance with the Open Public Meeting Law, commonly referred to as the Sunshine Law, the Vineland Board of Education has caused notice and posting of this meeting to be sent to the following: announcing time, place, agenda, etc. The Daily Journal, S&J Today, the Press of Atlantic City, Vesta Bueno, the Clerk for the City of Vineland, and the Administration Public Bulletin Board. At this time, we will have our Vineland High School AFGROTC program come forward. Students, please come forward and lead us in the flag salute. Scott, do we have a resolution for executive session?
We do not.
Okay, moving on to our special presentations. We have our Wallace Middle School Wildcat Band that's going to perform the holiday medley. Our Wallace School Band. Just hang tight. We have Mrs. Douglas and Mr. Holmes coming down with some certificates for you this evening. Thank you again. Moving along. Any questions or comments regarding the HIB report this evening? Seeing none. Approval of the minutes from the November 1st, 2023 combined meeting. Approval of the minutes from the November 1st, 2023 executive session. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Fiocchi?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
Mr. Rivera?
Yes.
Mr. Sabrana?
Yes.
Mr. Silva?
Yes.
Mrs. Codispoti?
Yes.
Ms. Spinelli?
Yes, but I abstained from the executive session.
Thank you. Motion carries.
Committee reports this evening. Do I have any committee reports this evening? Starting with Mr. Fiocchi.
Good evening. The Finance Committee met Monday, December 4th at 8 a.m. via Google Meet. In attendance was Mr. Mustarell, Mr. Yano, Mr. Rivera, Mr. Silva, Ms. Spinelli, and myself. Following topics were discussed. The bid for student support services was rejected, and we're putting it back out to bid with an adjusted scope. CCTV Phase 2 camera project, all bids were rejected due to costs exceeding the funding. We're sending that also out for bid again with an adjusted scope. Mid-year budget report has been completed and submitted to the county. Transportation, there was a workshop last Thursday and discussion in regards to feedback from the workshop. New buses are on order. The 24-25 budget is already begun. Next, Policy and Personnel met on November 29th. In attendance was Mr. Mustarell, Mr. Sabrana, Dr. Sneed, and Dr. Rossi, Ms. Spinelli, and myself. We discussed Pillow School, Assistant Principal Search, Senior Maintenance Craftsman Increase, Science Teacher Hire at Wallace, and the following two policies: right of privacy and opening exercises ceremonies. Thank you.
Mr. Holmes?
Transportation Committee met on Tuesday, December 5th. Present were Mr. Mustarell, Mr. Yano, Ms. Douglas, Mr. Rivera, Ms. Spinelli, and Ms. Blakely, and myself. Driver recap. For 23-24, we have 150 drivers budgeted, 140 route packages, 137 filled positions, 10 subs, and 7 drivers in training. Average absences in the morning is 20. Average absences in the afternoon is 22. Registrations are up to date. Jointures with Buna Regional for ACIT. There were 5 accidents in November. There were no injuries. Team Concept was canceled for the month of November. Buses, we are in the process of ordering buses. The problem is availability. We discussed options to address absenteeism. Transportation workshop review was November 30th. Thank you.
Mr. Rivera.
The Facilities Committee met on Thursday, November 30th via Google Meet. In attendance were Mr. Holmes, Mrs. Codispoti, Mr. Sabrana, Mr. Mustarell, and Mr. Farinaccio. Both Mr. Mustarell and Farinaccio discussed several updates of the projects we have going on in the district. Winslow Phase 2 HVAC, all HVAC projects are completed in full and also finalized for closeout. Winslow schools have any problem with the manufacturer's gas valves, which are right now currently a remedy is being sought by Falaska. Dan Barcy HVAC, the school building is fully completed except for the final programming within the 1998 edition, central air unit. Falaska is also working with the manufacturers to complete the portion of the project. All the equipment is functional with heat and air conditioning. ESSER 3 windows, VHS North windows are completed with exception of one remaining window in the west wing. The glass is on order. VHS South is finished, and now final punch list items are being addressed with the architect. The contractor should be pulling off campus by January. District camera bid Phase 2. Phase 2 camera project will be rebid again in order to maximize available budgeted funds. Bids will be received at the end of December for the January award. Mrs. Codispoti asked about the bid sequence as well as overall cameras throughout the district, and Mr. Sabrana asked about overall enhancement of the camera system compared to the older existing system. And finally, technology overview. Mr. Farinaccio spoke on current initiatives, including technology work to rebuild a main server for the network, which is needed for the redundancy operation. Mr. Farinacci is working with Jay towards next year's budget and also qualifying district infrastructure. Paul is working to develop some departmental procedures to follow for better communication throughout the district. And along with budgeting, both Jason and Mr. Farinacci are looking into intercom upgrades and security initiatives.
Thank you. Public meeting report by our board solicitor.
None.
I don't see any student representation this evening. Public comment on agenda items or any other matter, please state your name at the podium and limit yourself to 3 minutes.
Good evening. I'm Megan's husband, Chuck, also the first husband of the school board. 6 years ago, I found myself in an election booth voting for a school board member. I saw the names and decided to vote for Megan Spinelli. I figured, why not? She's Italian and she's hot. Seriously, well, I'm an Italian guy, sorry. So seriously, I witnessed Megan's unselfishness and dedication to the school board firsthand. She's been an advocate for the students and the parents across the district by answering phone calls and emails trying to help them when anyone's had a problem. Megan, congratulations on a successful 6 years, and I'm proud of you.
Hi, I'm Austin Spinelli. I'm the son of Megan Spinelli. I would like to take this time to say congratulations and thank you for all you have done for Vineland, the students, and me. I am very proud of you.
All right. Moving on to motions and resolutions. Superintendent recommendations for discussion and approval by the board. 1, consent agenda.
Requesting discussion and approval regarding personnel items 1.1 and 1.2. 1.1, approval of the following as noted on our agenda, A, B, C, and D. And 1.2, approval of amending the hourly rate for school bus driver trainers to a minimum of $21 per hour.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, do I have a motion?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Fiocchi?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
Mr. Rivera?
Yes.
Mr. Sabrana?
Yes.
Mr. Silva?
Yes.
Yes.
Mrs. Codispoti?
Yes.
Ms. Spinelli?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Would our new vice principal of the Pilla Middle School like to come forward?
Good evening. I just wanted to take a minute to thank the interview committee and the Board of Ed for this opportunity. I am very, very excited to continue my career at Pilla, but now as part of the amazing administrative team. So thank you, everyone.
Congratulations.
Requesting discussion and approval regarding procedures and operations, items 2.1 through 2.10. 2.1, approval of trips and district travel. 2.2, approval of the second reading of the following policies as noted on our agenda. 2.3, approval of the first reading of the following policies as noted on our agenda. 2.4, approval of the proposal for class trip presentation to Barcelona, France, and Italy with a tentative date of April or June of 2025. 2.5, approval of the safe return to in-person instruction plan for the 23-24 school year. 2.6, approval of the 24-25 annual preschool operation plan update. 2.7, approval of the updated teacher mentoring program guide. 2.8, approval of the middle school ESL curriculum. 2.9, approval of a new high school course offering for the 24-25 school year, Floral Design Entrepreneur. 2.10, approval authorizing the board secretary to enter into a dual credit customized program articulation agreement with Rowan College of South Jersey.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, do I have a motion?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Fiocchi?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
Mr. Rivera?
Yes.
Mr. Sabrana?
Yes.
Mr. Silva?
Yes.
Mrs. Cottasbody?
Yes.
Ms. Spinelli?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Requesting discussion and approval regarding finance items 4.1 through 4.13. 4.1, approval of the budgetary transfers. 4.2, approval of the board secretary's report as noted on our agenda. 4.3, approval of the placement of special education students. 4.4, approval of the acceptance of the following grant: high impact tutoring grant from the New Jersey Department of Education. 4.5, approval of the cancellation of outdated checks provided and on file with the secretary to the board. 4.6, approval of the projected 24-25 pre-kindergarten enrollment. 4.7, approval of professional development in the amount of $3,044 presented by SRI and ETTC Science of Reading. 4.8, approval of professional development in the amount of $9,600 for DePalo Elementary School, provided by Rosenbrandt LLC. 4.9, approval of a MOA between the City of Vineland Board of Education on behalf of Vineland Senior High School and Resources for Independent Living for the 23-24 school year at no cost to the district. 4.10, approval of a shared service agreement that the City of Vineland Board of Education will provide instruction and training to the Down Township Board of Education employees to prepare DTBOE employees to take the New Jersey CDL examination. 4.11, approval of the 23-24 joint transportation agreement between BUNA and the City of Vineland Board of Education to ACIT Institute of Technology. 4.12, the Vineland Board of Education is rejecting all proposals received for RFP 132324, Student Supplemental Services. 4.13, the Vineland Board of Education is rejecting all proposals received for 142324, district-wide CCTV replacement phase 2.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, do I have a motion? So moved. Roll call, please.
Ms. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Fiocchi?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
Mr. Rivera?
Yes.
Mr. Sabrana?
Yes.
Mr. Silva?
Yes.
Mrs. Cottasbody? Ms. Spinelli?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Approval of the October 2023 bills. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Regular agenda, none.
Vote.
Per- Sorry, I skipped one thing.
Sorry about
All right,
that.
we'll do roll call for the bills. Roll call, please.
Yep. Ms. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Fiocchi?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
Mr. Rivera?
Yes.
Mr. Sabrana?
Yes.
Mr. Silva?
Yes.
Mrs. Codispoti?
Yes.
Ms. Spinelli?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Number 2, regular agenda, none. Proposed items for review or discussion by board members. We did the bills. Emergent items with prior approval, none. Any old business this evening? None. You guys are going to miss this. Any new business this evening? None. Board member remarks, please limit yourself to 5 minutes, starting with Mr. Rivera.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to thank the Air Force JROTC for their leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance along with Cunningham Academy. I'd also like to thank the Wallace Middle School Band for that enjoyable holiday melody that they gave us. I had the opportunity on November 13th and 14th, along with Mr. Yano and Mr. Fiocchi, to visit a couple, and Mr. Holmes, to visit a couple schools to kind of get feedback from the students about their experiences at the schools. At the middle school level, we went to Pilla and we went to Wallace, and we also visited the high school on the 14th. And it's always good to hear back from the students, because they're the ones who are directly affected by the policies and the rules and regulations that we put on that comes from this table forward. And it's good. It's good to hear from them, their likes, their dislikes, the things that they hate, the things that they really hate. And it's good. I like to hear it from the students because, like I said, they're the ones who are directly affected the most by our policies. And I hope we continue doing that. I hope it's a common thing that we do on a consistent basis. Also, on this past Monday, we were able to attend the town hall that the parents and some of the students spoke. And that's always a welcome for me, I'm sure for the rest of this board, to hear from our parents, to hear from the students, again, about the things that directly affect them. Because sometimes we don't see the things. We don't see everything that goes on in the buildings. We don't see everything that they tell their parents when they get home. We don't hear about those things. But to hear it at the town hall from their mouths, it was refreshing, and I hope, again, it's something that we do quite often. I'll speak about this more next month at the reorg meeting, but I want to thank everyone that came out and voted and reelected me back on the board. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'll say more about this on the reorg meeting, but thank you. Thank you. And Megan. So I met Megan literally 3 years ago, the night I was sworn in the first time. And I'm not going to get emotional. And that night, I remember saying to myself, I don't think I'm going to like this chick. But, boy, was I wrong. And I shared the story with you on election night. Megan has been nothing more than loving, caring, willing to help. She's allowed me to speak. She has sought my counsel, my advice on things. And for that, I am very appreciative. I've learned so much from Megan. And I'm proud to now call you a friend, because after 3 years, I ended up liking that chick, and she's great. She's been great for this school district. She's been great for Vineland, and I know this is not the last we hear of Megan Spinelli. So thank you, Megan. Thank you for your 6 years of service to this board, and we are going to miss you, but I'm sure you're still going to be bugging us about some things. Thank you, Megan. Appreciate it. Good night.
Thank you for the kind words. Mr. Sabrana.
I always have to follow Dennis in his great speeches. I could just say ditto, but I won't. Thanks to the Air Force, JROTC, Color Guard, always like to see them present the colors. And also the great music from that Wallace band. Nice little Christmas medley. Congratulations and much success to you, Allie Volpe. You are highly regarded where you are, and people that are pretty stingy with their praise said she's an excellent teacher, a very positive person, hardworking, and a real team player. That's an awful lot that you could say about anyone. I've had the pleasure of knowing your family since I was a little kid. I mean, I don't have too many kid memories that don't include some member of the Tobolsky family. And I know how wonderful they are. And I'm proud to know them and proud to know you. Do well. I know you will. As our workforce, however, continues to mature and retire, we need to encourage and promote young, bright, smart, and committed educators like Allie, and also administrators and other support staff. This can only benefit the quality of our education and eventually the success of our students in the immensely challenging environment in which we find ourselves. And that's why I saw with some disappointment the resignation of someone who I considered to be of that quality. And I hope that we redouble our efforts to keep and retain and enhance the people that are doing so much work for us. As far as our challenges, I want to congratulate our returning board members, Mr. Rivera and Mr. Holmes. And also greetings to our newest members, Mr. Rob Bona, who I've known for a really long time, and a man well known to us on this board, most of us anyway, Mr. Eugene Medio. Ms. Douglas, thank you very much for your service and for keep hacking away at this thing. You might wonder if you really want it after a while, but I have a feeling we're going to be seeing you again. And Meg, when Dennis was talking, I was thinking about the first meeting where you chaired, and it was a 5-minute job. Do you remember? It was in the dead of the summer, and it was just past one thing, and you were, I had to say, stumbling and mumbling a little bit, and you were really nervous, and I thought, oh man, we're for a real rough ride. And I thought about that tonight when you're gliding right through that agenda, maybe a little too fast, but doing a great job with it. Whatever you decide to do, politically or otherwise, I hope you're a great success at it, and I wish you good health and a lot of happiness. To our students, their families, everyone associated with the district, please have a safe, pleasant, and restful Christmas and holiday season. We're looking forward to a healthy, successful New Year, and everyone, we're going to come back in, buckle our seatbelts, and go to work. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Silva.
Now I have to follow after these two.
Let you go first next time.
Yeah. Ms. Volpe, we'd like to congratulate you on your promotion. It's very well deserved. My sons tell me nothing but great things about you over there. So with the characteristics that Mr. Sobrana described, I can't see nothing but a bright future and everything well for the kids in that district. I'd like to also thank the Vineland High School Air Force ROTC, our special presentation from the Wallace Middle School Wildcat Band. Ms. Spinelli, thank you for your service for your 6 years. I'm going to miss you letting me vent sometimes when I have things to say and don't agree on things, but vice versa. I'm going to miss your bubbly character, but I know that you'll be around, and this is not the end of the road for you. But I wish you the best on anything that you continue to do. Mrs. Douglas, thank you for your service. Like Mr. Sobrana said, I know I will be seeing you again, and I wish you nothing but the best on your any future endeavors that you. I'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I will see you guys next year.
Thank you. Mr. Fiocchi.
Good evening. Mrs. Volpe, I just want to congratulate you on your promotion and wish you the best of luck. I'd also like to, of course, Ms. Spinelli and Ms. Douglas, thank you for your service. Your dedication clearly does not go unnoticed. You're a true asset to this board. Wish you the best of luck, and if you want to run again, we welcome you back. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Mr. Holmes.
Thanks to everyone for their presentations this evening. Congratulations to Ms. Volpe on your well-deserved promotion. I knew you when you were Ms. Tobolsky in this building, and now you're Ms. Volpe, and you're doing great things at Pilla. Wish you nothing but the best for the future. Ms. Douglas, you've known me since I was a baby, so I know you'll come back stronger than ever the next time, and I hope that you still remain present in our schools and our district. And Ms. Spinelli, I met Meg 7 years ago at Luna's, of course, and I share the sentiments of everyone on here. A lot of people don't think that we disagree and we always agree with each other, but we do always disagree. But it's constructive, and that's what makes our friendship unique, because we never let things that go on up here affect how we are away from this table, because that's what really matters. I would say thank you, but I think you should thank me for letting you vent to me. I'll miss you up here, but I know that our friendship will continue. Thank you to Chuck and to Austin for lending her to this district for the last, how long have you been president? Yeah, 2 years, these last 2 years, all the meetings that she had to go to. It's not easy being president of the board, all the meetings that you're expected to be at. So I really commend you for sticking through it. I wish everyone a happy holidays, and thanks for being here.
Thank you. Mrs. Douglas.
Good evening. I would like to say thank you to all the students for their participation and their family support. To Ms. Volpe, I would like to say congratulations. That's exactly what we want to see in the district. We want to see people that start off in one position and move up in leadership. So I know you're going to do an excellent job. I've heard great things about you. To Megan, you have shown me nothing but excellence since the day I met you. Your compassion and your dedication is exemplary. So thank you for that. I also would like to thank the public, the board, and all of its supporters. It has been an honor and a pleasure to serve and work alongside these wonderful, dedicated people. And as we look to the new year, there will be new and returning members coming aboard that I will gladly continue to support in moving the district forward. So great things are happening in our district, in our schools. So happy holidays and Merry Christmas to everyone. I wish you all good health and a Happy New Year. And of course, you can't get rid of me. You will see me somewhere soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Cataspati.
I have to agree with the sentiments of my fellow board members. I would like to thank the Air Force Junior ROTC and Cunningham students for the Pledge of Allegiance, and to our Wallace Middle School band, what an amazing performance that they gave. Ms. Volpe, congratulations. I've heard nothing but great things about you, and I can expect nothing but great things from you. So congratulations. We're looking forward to hearing everything good about Pilla. Ms. Douglas, it's been fun. We've talked, and I expect to see you back. Don't give up. You've been very passionate about what you were doing, so don't give up. Please, I'd love to see you out here in the audience. You always had some great questions and ideas. Don't give that up. Our district needs that. Ms. Spinelli. We've had our ups and downs, but we've always talked things through. I'm going to miss our 7:30 in the morning phone calls, but I still may call you. Our 9 o'clock evening phone calls. Chuck, I'm sorry about that. But thank you for lending her to us, and thank you for everything that you've done. You have done so much for the district. You're there whenever I had needed to pick up the phone, a text message. You've been here for everything, so thank you. I know you have things planned, and I wish you well. To the students and the faculty and the parents, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, and have a safe Christmas holiday season, and God bless you.
Thank you. Mr. Yano.
Thank you. I want to thank our Cunningham students, our Vineland Air Force Junior ROTC, and the Wallace Band for their wonderful holiday performance this evening. You know, even though November was a short month, it was full of activity, and it's been a blur, all of the wonderful things that we've been doing in our schools. This month, and I can't believe it was this month, it felt like it was 2 months ago, our Junior Air Force ROTC underwent a comprehensive inspection, which we posted on our social media, and our students earned an impressive Meets Plus. Our program is being highlighted by the Air Force as one of the model programs of the state of New Jersey. 123 students, I believe, is our enrollment right now, and it continues to grow. It's excellent and amazing to see our students, and the dedication and their preparation to serve their country is exceptional. Veterans Memorial School had an amazing event, their Veterans Annual Salute. 20 veterans were in attendance. It was an incredible time. Petway Elementary School also hosted an event honoring our veterans and our first responders. And there was also our Vineland High School marching band came in to save the day because their performance, there was a group that was supposed to perform, but because of the potential of a government shutdown, they were not allowed to travel from Fort Dix down to Petway School. It's a plan that had been placed for about a year and a half, and it fell apart at the last minute, but our marching band came in and did some amazing performances for all the kids. We spent November hosting a series of roundtable discussions with middle school and high school students. We heard a lot, we listened. I appreciate the support of our board members who were there with us at those events. Some of them were really interested, others we've heard some of the concerns and some of the celebrations. So I encourage the board. A board that is engaged with students at that level is an engaged board because you get to hear directly from our students. You get to see the administrative team in action with our kids, and then you get to hold us accountable for improving some of the concerns that have come up. We will continue to host those meetings, and we encourage the board to continue to challenge our administrative team to to improve and do better because our kids deserve better every day. We hosted our Community Partnership Action Committee. We're in our 3rd year. We had 50 attendees come, and they got to experience our CTE programs at the high school. We've been trying to spotlight as many of our exceptional programs throughout the district. We're starting at the high school. And many of our friends who were there with us said, wow, this is amazing. I never knew this was here. Some folks had even attended a high school and had never seen some of the programs that we had to offer. So again, what we've been telling all of our visitors is that we need champions. We need champions to sing the praises of our programs because we know we have exceptional programs from pre-K all the way through high school to our transitional program for kids who are turning or up to their age 21. But we need help from the community to help spread that word. We're out on social media sharing the amazing things that we're doing, but we'd also like to ask all of you to be a champion for our public schools. Ms. Spinelli. Well, let me start with Ms. Douglas. So I met you quite a bit of time ago because you were demanding answers to some important questions, and you said, I'm meeting with the superintendent. And Dr. Rossi and I sat with you a couple of times with a few other community folks about how we are supporting our diverse students with a diverse, staff, and just talking about strategies, recruitment strategies, ways to connect with different communities to support our students. You gave us ideas, you helped spread the word, you helped bring us some potential candidates. We appreciate the work. We know that will continue. We know that your dedication to the city of Vineland extends beyond just being a board member. You're a community member, you're an advocate. And when there is an obstacle, you go around it, you find a way to achieve what you want to achieve. So we appreciate you and the work that you've done in a short amount of time. You've done a lot. Now you're going to continue that work, and we look forward to continue our work together. Ms. Spinelli, you signed my contract, so you will forever have a special place in my heart because you were part of the process that allowed me to join this public school system. And you see one version of the board up here in public on our YouTube channel, but you don't see the amount of work that goes on behind the scenes, the phone calls, the conversations, the questions, I'm giving you a heads up because this is about to pop off, or there's a question that needs to be addressed, transparency, communication, all of those areas, you've been exceptional at pushing me and the team, to really get to that level of where we want to be and continuing to push us beyond so we can get better and better every day. Your dedication to our students has been exceptional. You focused on academics. You also talked a lot about athletics. You talked a lot about how we are seen in the community and how we market ourselves. Your connections with different organizations has helped us move our system forward, and it's been an exceptional amount of time. I have learned from you. I have been blessed by the time that I've had to talk to you under your guidance and our combined leadership, because doing this as a board and a superintendent, it's work that has to be done together. And the only way to achieve it is by doing this work together. And the challenge will continue. In January, we'll be back at a reorg meeting. We'll have a new board, not a new board, we'll have 2 new board members, but the work continues. The students remain the same, the challenges remain the same. I know from the outside, you'll be looking at us saying, maintain that focus on what's right for kids, because that's what we're going to fight for every single day. And I appreciate what you have done for our community, for this school system, and the time that we've been able to spend together. So I want to thank you for that. Ms. Volpe, I can see that smile all the way from over here. That's how she was in the interview. I don't think she was even nervous. She had a big old smile on her face, super excited, ready to go. She was ready to jump into work tomorrow. So we're excited to have you. Looking forward to the great work that we're going to do together. And thank you for being there for the Pillis community. Everyone, I want to wish you a safe and happy holiday season. We look forward to seeing you at our various events that are coming up. Strategic planning will kick off in January. We'll be making some announcements on dates and inviting community members to join us on a multi-meeting adventure to set up our strategic plan for the next 5 years. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, I'd like to congratulate Ms. Volpe. She also was my son's teacher for math last year, so congratulations. I just want to thank everyone for their hospitality. Sorry. I was fine. I've been fine. This has been such a huge part of my life. I stop in here on a daily basis and have coffee and chat and, it's like I work here. And I'm just going to miss the friendships, seeing, everyone. And I've loved this opportunity. I have learned so much about myself and have grown and did things that were outside of my comfort zone. There's no price tag on public service and what you get from it. I know that I've helped so many students with bus issues, athletics, different things that people have reached out to me about, and that's what it's all about, and that's what we're here for. I'm ready for the transition. I'm going to sail off into the sunset. You're not going to hear from me. I'm happy this is the right time for me to come off the board, but I'm just going to miss the people. So you'll see me. I'm going to come for the holiday breakfast, and I'll say my goodbyes. For a lot of the board members, I have relationships with them outside, so they'll be seeing me. But God bless everyone, and thank you so much. At this time, I'd like to adjourn this meeting. All in favor? Any abstains? Any abstentions?